and we were outside the cage and they were inside the cage and they were taking one of the birthday photos. And so then we took a selfie of us smiling really happily with them all pissed off in the background.
Can we put that up?
Yeah, why not?
So funny.
Yeah,
Ben's face is like he's glowing.
Yeah, I clearly didn't read the temperature right because my last communication with them was me flipping them off as we walked away.
Yeah, but I don't want to be pulled up. GMat.
Is there anything for dessert or something? Oh, Mario! Oh my God!
Whoa.
Hometown Spider-Man.
Yay. I need help with doing a push-up.
This is still going?
Yep. Me, Ben Beck. I got it. I'm all covered. God, I look pink and tired. Oh. Does anybody just hate looking at themselves in the mirror at the moment?
I hate looking at you in the mirror.
Very rude. Do you get that ever? Do you just walk past the mirror and go, fuck? Or is that reserved for big guys? And
I think everyone gets it.
everyone gets it?
Not me, obviously, but I've heard other people say that.
You know, come in front of the mirror and go,
I just take all the mirrors out of my house.
mm-hmm.
What I do is I
can
smash
tell.
all of the mirrors,
Oh, yeah.
take the little pieces and put them into the eye sockets of roadkill.
That's called toxic masculinity. What that is. Right there.
Boys
That's-
are good, though.
That's toxic masculinity. It's time to wake up.
And what? The feminists don't want me to do that anymore? They want.
They
they
want to
want.
smash mirrors.
They want all the mirrors in my house to be in one piece and not in any roadkill eyes. Okay, righto.
I'm sorry. I'm having a little trouble understanding. You don't want me to scream in your face.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little out of my comfort zone.
So
to be
wait,
honest.
you get to tell me how I should keep my mirrors? Okay, right. And that's equality, is it? I don't think so. Not on my watch.
Not on my watch, which is now broken.
But little pieces of it are in the eyes of roadkill.
Yeah.
Do you want a coffee? Because I'm kind of thinking about making a coffee.
Nah, I already have one this morning. I probably shouldn't have another one yet.
Can I have 2 minutes to make
You
a
can
coffee?
have 2 minutes to make a coffee. Ben and I will rap. We'll rap about the current events.
Mini jazzcast.
And that's a good, yeah. We just jazzcast. It's fun. I've been enjoying the jazzcast thoroughly. Jazzcast 1. Actually, Jazzcast 2 is up on YouTube.
Jazzcast 1, TB released.
I actually said Jazzcast 1 will be a forever Patreon exclusive.
Finally, some incentive.
Because we had to release that second one. It
Getting
had
a lot
some-
of heat, is it?
Well, it just had some. We were talking about the sketch, and might as well do it now while it's hot, while it's spicy.
Still a fun little thing.
Go on.
I'm going to look up the Jazzcast. Give me a
Okay.
second.
So what Ben is doing here right now, everybody, is he's having a lot of fun. He's actually looking up the Jazzcast for the GMat podcast. He's having a blast. Look at him go.
Here we go, before the episode starts. So what we've got is Inception.
Okay.
What I'm doing here is we're watching the Jazzcast on the regular podcast, but next time we do the actual podcast, I will play this of me talking about it,
Okay.
and then we'll watch that. And we'll see how many layers deep. Maybe that's the thing we can do every intro, just for my own amusement, is just a couple of minutes at the start, you let me play the one before, and it'll have me talking about it.
You'll have to wait 2 weeks to kick it off properly, though, because this one won't come out till next Saturday. And then after that, you'll be good.
Well, you just tell me when it's come out, and I'll put on the intro. And keep it right near the...
I can hear it. It's clear. It's crisp.
Good. And so that's good. This is the first release Jazzcast, which is Jazzcast 2, being watched on episode 200 and...
But they're not going to release on Patreon. They're not going to release on YouTube every week.
What do you mean?
Because they go on Patreon for a few weeks before they go on YouTube.
Yeah, but that was a Jazzcast. It doesn't matter what one we start with because there's no inception on that. But the actual podcast now,
Yeah, I get
there'll be
you.
a little section for a minute or so at the start of each one where it's me doing a retrospective on the last week.
Yeah, I'm hip to it, Daddy-O, now.
And
And by the end, it's going to be like... that
Yeah.
many voices. All right, let's fucking go. The GMat fucking podcast.
GMat. Yay.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to episode 219 of the GMat Codcast. Think about it.
This banana's too hard.
bed. Today's episode of the GMat podcast is brought to you by our merch, which is available at teespring.com/stores/therealgmat. You can go get yourself a pinch of that merch. It's oh fuck, I hit the wrong button.
In space.
That intro was brought to you by me. Send your intros to contact@therealgmat.tv and we'll play them on the podcast. And if you want to support the show and get access to extra content, including the Jazzcast, go to patreon.com/the GMat podcast. There's heaps of content there. It's all available for $3 a month. Pay anytime, cancel anytime. Cut the music. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name's Matt. I'm the host of the GMat podcast. I'm joined... after taking a little bit of a hiatus, Becky's back. She's chilling in the corner there.
Here I am. Do you have my camera? I'm waving. I'm waving to the camera.
That's so good that you said that.
Hello to the folks at home.
You're so much better at
Amateur
this than
hour.
I am. And on my right, but Jay, always here, always watching. He never stops.
Always here. How long was the hiatus?
Well, it's on and off, hasn't been.
Yeah, I've sort of popped in here and there. You know,
It must have been on alternating weeks, I think, because it feels like I haven't seen you for ages on here.
I was here for the end of one of the Jazzcasts, the first one.
That's right.
That's true.
But yeah,
But even that was like a month ago now, wasn't it?
it's been weeks. You guys ever seen The Secret Life of Walter Mitty? I was doing that. Walter Mittying.
Skateboarding down a long mountain?
Yeah,
Being short and hairy.
Nice.
all of it. I was saying yes to life.
Yeah.
And
Don't do that.
now I'm back here saying no again.
So
feels much
doing the
better than
podcast is saying
Feels right.
no to life.
Yeah.
Bet, could you push that mirror out of the way? Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm going to shit my pants when we can get us all back in the room together, when we get our schedules back on track. I think we got to have an actual, conversation and meeting, because up until this point, I don't actually know what anyone's schedule is. We just keep saying Tuesday, and then some weeks it's like, yeah, nah. I'm like, all right. So, let's work it out, because I miss the room.
We'll reassess. Yeah, you're right. I miss everybody.
I miss you there, that's for sure, because this is dog shit what I'm doing. It's absolute dog shit.
You fucked up the one camera change you had to do so far.
Yeah.
But you know what? That gives you so much opportunity to really claw it back.
Yeah. Look, it's me. I'm great at it.
There you go.
So somebody had a special birthday recently.
It was a couple of months ago, but yes, thank you, Matthew. Finally getting a bit of acknowledgement on the podcast. It was good. I don't know, it's just nice.
It is.
It is just nice.
And coincidentally, Becca also had a birthday.
Well, yeah, but we're not talking about that.
Okay,
we're
we'll talk about
my
your
special
birthday.
from 4 months ago.
Did you enjoy your birthday?
No.
No. Neither did I. Did you have a shit birthday this year?
You didn't enjoy my birthday or your birthday?
My birthday.
Because I actually really liked your birthday.
What happened on my birthday that you liked?
I don't know. You just busy doing other stuff, so kind of got a bit of peace and quiet. But then the next day, it was straight back to, have you heard Subway's got a new fucking hot dog? You know what it's called? And then you rudely hang up on me and ruin my day.
Yeah.
That's probably the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of anything.
The sub dog?
The phone call.
Yeah.
The phone call.
Oh yeah,
Infamous
we
phone call.
did bend together on that phone call, and it was that was funny. I think I've spoken about it on the podcast. I don't know why this suddenly I'm like, this isn't a podcast story. The amount of shit that I've told, but Subway have a hot dog, and it's called the Sub Dog, and I see the commercials everywhere, and then I came up with the idea.
Came out with it. How does he do it, folks?
Formulated a plan.
And with Beck there, you weren't even really on board. You were like, ugh. And then after the first one, you scooted over to me on the couch and we were doing it together. But I would call up every single person I had in my contacts. I think we might have started with you. I don't know. I can't remember.
I believe so. And I couldn't believe how perfectly it worked.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure you set us up. I think you were being nice. I'm not really sure.
I was driving and talking to Georgia at the same time, so there was not a lot of my faculties on it.
Oh, okay.
Because I should have worked out that it was a prank call, but I was just like, what's he getting to? Let's just get through this so we can get on to whatever. Because is he going to ask me to go get sub dogs with him? Or and I hadn't seen any of the ads.
Oh.
And so you said, what is it? I'm
Well,
like,
it was super easy to work it out as well.
yeah, well, that's it. It was the first guess.
Every time someone said, I don't know what it's called, I'd say, guess, and they'd get it straight away.
Hot
So
way? Not much. What's hot way?
We'll do a live reenactment. I would go, Hey,
I'm sure we did this on the podcast.
that's
last
why
week,
it
didn't
feels
we?
on
Yeah.
the Jazzcast maybe.
Maybe we did it on the
Or on the
Jazzcast, but
stream.
anyway.
We on a stream?
Maybe.
I don't know. Time isn't real anymore. We did just do a podcast that was just the two of us recently. Maybe I did do it then.
I think it's been.
It was.
But you also were telling everyone at Beck's special birthday. Everyone who came into the room, you're like, hey, you want to hear something amazing that I did with my time?
Hey Ben,
Yes, Matt.
have you seen Subway has a new hot dog?
I have, mate, but I'm busy now, so I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Before you go, just real quick,
No, I'm hanging up.
do you know what the name?
I've actually hung up.
Do you know what the name of it
It's
is?
just you realizing that I've hung up now. This is your internal monologue. This isn't me anymore because I'm not on the phone.
Do you know what it's called, Ben? I think it's called the Sub Dog. Not much dog. What's up with you? And I did that again and again and again and again. Again, 2 tears in my eyes.
It was very good.
And I would say, not much dog. What's up with you? And break and then hang up on them in their faces.
Mm-hmm.
You are the only person that then showed up at our house.
Yeah. So I can't remember what I was going to say about that. But
Probably some cool shit.
yeah. Anyway, special birthdays.
Beck had a special birthday, and we did possibly the funnest activity I've done in a long time.
Would you call it a special birthday? I mean, I wasn't turning any milestones.
No, but you were really making it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I made
You
it
were-
everybody's problem.
You were having no fucking. I don't know how many birthdays, how many of your previous birthdays have been underwhelming to turn
Most.
it into what it was. But you were like, all right, it's Becktober. Everybody does what I say. I'm gonna dress how I want to. I'm like, that's fine. All those things are fine. And
that
you
was
were like-
never not allowed.
You were like, it's all right now. Everyone, I'm gonna make it a pain for everyone. You were setting up like laser tag. You're like, I'm gonna make everybody do laser tag, and they're gonna hate it. I'm like, I think people will enjoy it. And you're like, no, they're gonna hate it, and I want them to do it, please.
Yeah, well, just keep the expectations low and then you can only go up from there. And we really did. It was a great day. And, I thought after a couple of years of,
Sorry, I'm dripping out of my nose.
I think both of my birthdays the last 2 years have been middle of lockdowns. So I thought, fuck it, let's live a little.
I like it. I think we should do Becktober every year.
I think so. We're still in it, people. October is still going.
You're the kind of person that like,
Deserves a whole month, you're right.
not a whole month, a day. Let's settle a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you're not making every other day about yourself. So when your birthday is it, or it's like Becktober, I'm like, this is kind of fun. Let's do a Beck once. Let's be weird. Like we wouldn't do a Aidentober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
April.
Even my idea of a full-on birthday is still pretty low maintenance, I'd like to think. I mean, there's some people out there who do costume parties and, you got to pay to get into the venue and all this sort of thing. But I didn't do that.
No.
We just had some nice little drinks at home and had a piñata. And I had fairy wings that I didn't end up putting on.
Oh,
Remember I had a
true.
whole plan with the fairy wings?
Yeah. You were like, I want everybody to wear them. I hope they get passed around during
And
the
then
party.
in the cold light of birthday, I'm like, I'm not putting them on.
This won't play. I
No.
don't think the wings will play.
So we went to laser tag and had possibly the best time I've ever had in a laser tag match, where we played 2 games. And it was us on a team of 4, me, you, Ben, and Sienna.
Yeah, I thought in my head when I imagined this playing out, it was just going to be the 4 of us alone in the arena, and maybe we'd all take a corner and camp or something. I didn't really know what
It was
I
going to be the
expected.
5 of us. Aiden was invited
that's
as well,
right,
but he
yeah.
couldn't come.
Yeah, I don't know what I expected, but we got there and it was we were corralled into a big cage with a lot of, I would call them tweens.
So this is a point of
I haven't heard that
contention.
word in forever.
Yeah,
I thought
they
they were
really
like,
were.
I thought they were like 15 or 16, and then you thought they were like 13 or 14, and then after like thinking about it for a minute, I was like, yeah, they probably were. I would say 14.
Because I think the age really changes the angle of the story.
Yeah. How old do you think they were, Ben?
No, I think they were younger. I think they skewed younger than
Okay.
15, 16, whatever you said.
Yeah.
I would think the 13 to 14.
So they
How's that change your story? Dead body's a dead body.
I mean, it changed the way they reacted to us. I think if they'd been a couple of years older, it might have been a very
Might have
different
got the spirit of it
experience.
a bit more.
Yeah.
What were they expecting? I guess we should do the whole thing and then we can theorize about.
I think they were probably expecting what I was, which was to have the place to themselves.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of them. There were like a
that's
dozen
even
of
funnier.
them.
That's
That is
even
funny.
funnier that they just wanted to have their own little thing.
And we didn't let them.
So there was 4 teams all together, our team of 4, and then 3 teams of 4 and 5 of that sort of numbers. And those other 3 teams were all them.
It was all the same people.
All the same party, the same 13, 12, 13-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And they were split across 3 teams. And I remember we were in there at one point, and it was just going really well.
Even before that, even as we were setting up and putting vests on, they're like, we're starting to get side eyes from them. They're like, those old people certainly can't be coming in with us.
Why are they wearing camouflage?
We made the 6 o'clock booking, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I paid good money for that slot.
And we had to be there because we had to get home in time for the party.
Mm-hmm.
And we went in. We did. I just demolished. I was like, damn, I'm good at laser tag. I was dropping little 13-year-old girls. Like, I'm going to take all of what I've just said back. I was shooting 13-year-old girls. It was fun.
It really was like they're all like, oh my god, Tiffany, blah blah blah, the birthday. Nah, nah. It was they're the folks on those boats driving up to fucking the beaches of Normandy. Like, I'm going to war. We're gonna have a great time, boys. Then we're gonna go back home to our very best girls. And then the fucking thing opens. They come out with party hats and a little bit of cake each, and we're just up on the beaches.
It was great.
In our pillbox bunkers, just mowing them down.
They were slow. They had no reaction time.
They were just running at us like lemmings.
Yeah, they would come around a corner and be like, pew, and then they'd go, bang. And I'm like, you're already dead. Some of them were holding the gun with one hand like this, even though, like, right before we went in, the guy was like, you have to put 2 hands on it or else it doesn't work. It needs that sensor. Amazing. I shot one girl and she went, oh, he's older. But she said it as she like, oh, and then walked away. So I was like, oh, he's old.
I really get it. I try to put myself in their shoes, and I feel like my day would have been ruined too.
Oh yeah, totally, 100%.
Like, what are you guys doing here? You don't belong here.
Yeah. So we finished the match and we go out. I won, by the way.
The first match.
On that first match, I had the highest score. Not gonna brag.
Shooting you get a lot of points for shooting those big sensors
Shot it once
on the wall.
Shot it 3 times because you have to shoot it 3 times.
Yeah, okay, right there.
Is that right? That explains why I kept losing.
But Ben also did that on the first match. He said, I shot it once, and I was like, yeah, me too.
No, I didn't shoot it 3 times.
Oh, well, I don't know. Still, I bet you. So get over it. You know.
What did we think of the actual
qualifier
the map?
The map.
It
was an alright map.
It was fine.
It was busy. There was a lot of places to go.
Yeah.
Considering how many bodies there were in the space,
Did pretty well. Yeah, you're right.
And it stayed interesting. Like, we didn't just stay in one place. We moved around.
Yeah. So we finished that match, and it was like team number 4 is like 5,000 points. Then next one's 6,000. Then next one's 7,000. Then we're like 20,000. Like, we're so far above them. It
was embarrassing.
It's embarrassing for them.
No, I was embarrassed for us.
No. I was like, yeah. It's like when sometimes you're having a bad time playing Call of Duty, so you just play some bot matches just to feel good and get some kills, like PUBG.
You just 360 and you're like, bah, 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 bah. Only reason I died is because I ran out of ammo.
I feel like it was at that point that the mood turned a little bit.
100%.
They were
After the first round.
They were kind of humoring us at first, like, and then when we won by a ridiculous amount, they were like, we were getting a lot of greasies.
I love it
from the little girls, and Ben was not helping anything. Ben was full on taunting them.
I was like a politician. I was like Bill Clinton shaking hands and waving to people and like this.
Yeah, you were like Bill Clinton, all right, with the little girls.
Oh my
Hang on,
God.
hang on.
Jesus Christ. Ben Ben was appropriate at all times.
Thank
See,
you.
now it sounds like you weren't
He
appropriate.
wasn't.
There's nothing. You were like taunting them. You were going like
Do you remember what you said to
what
them?
were some things you were just like, you guys are pretty bad, eh? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, it was just shit like that. It's just
Yeah.
like, keep trying, guys. One day you'll get there.
Yeah.
It's like, it's bad. Maybe laser tag's not for you.
And the thing about Ben is it takes a fully grown adult a minute to sort of figure your thing out, like to kind of work out your sense of humor and whether you're joking or not. A 12-year-old girl has no chance.
Yeah.
And they didn't see the irony in the situation. They were just like, I don't think they were even old enough to swear is the thing, because they would have been swearing if they could. Did you hear them swear?
They were fucking going off there. They were saying, fuck you,
Really?
fuck yeah, fucking God.
I didn't hear any curse
They were
words.
dropping when they were in there, they were dropping F-bombs like it was ridiculous.
I'm not out in the cage because I
Yeah.
think there were parents around because they were being good.
Yeah, right.
Did you remember them in there being like, fucking got him, a fuck yeah? Like they were.
No,
yeah.
because they never got me. So I
Nah, that's true.
didn't hear that.
Yeah. Sorry, it was because they got banned and so I heard them.
You're right there, yeah.
But you kept like waddling over to them and being like, you guys should be good at this game. Like, what's...
You're tiny.
And
Your
they're all
targets
like-
are tiny. How are you so bad at this?
And then you'd come back and they'd like all of them would be, oh, and then like talk among themselves. And they had a little huddle at one point.
Yeah. Come on, go team.
Yeah. So
Get the old people.
That's what they did. Right before we went in for the second match, the 3 other teams that we were versing all decided we're going to join together. So then it was 15 little girls versus us. And they did the thing. They're like, 3, 2, 1, kill the old people. And which were really
Delightful.
But it also stung. I was like, am I old people?
Well, it was my birthday, so I was already like kind of rocking back and forth in the corner of my mind, being like,
I'm in my 20s.
am I old?
And Ben was like, what? What? What did they say?
So I feel like, the atmosphere of the second game was palpably different. They showed no mercy. And if they had been better at laser tag, they might have won because they were swarming us the whole time. I felt quite claustrophobic the second
This
time.
is my thing the whole time is that it's just more targets for us.
Yeah.
Like if they're just all running at us, it's like beep, 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 dead. Like it's 3-1 every time.
It reminded me of
So-
that thing you said a few podcasts ago when you're like, people always think when they get into a fight, they're just like, oh, let's go full schizo and go animal mode and just destroy them. I'm like, they had so much more rage and so much more anger.
Yeah.
And they were coming at us.
They were some angry little children.
Oh,
They're
they
just
were
like,
angry.
we'll run at them and shoot them. It's like, well, what do you think we're going to do? We're going to shoot back at you, but we're standing behind stuff. So
we had it in our corner and they came through. But they were very annoying to play with at one point.
They were.
When they would like die and then they would just come and stand next to
they
you.
just wait until they
Just keep pressing
Yeah,
the
there was
button
no
next to you.
etiquette.
No,
Definitely
no,
not.
but they still got fucking demolished. I remember there was one, there was like a little passageway and they were coming up the passageway, but they could only come single file. So I was just like, doop, doop,
Lemmings, yeah.
doop, doop. And they would turn around and go, don't come. And they can't hear each other because the music.
Yeah.
I'm going, poop, poop, poop. And then obviously they'd all stand there going like this, except for the one girl who has 2 hands on it and she gets me when she comes back to life. Fucking hilarious. It wasn't until later when you told me that it was one of those girls' birthdays as well. But
Well, yeah, and I found her in there because I was just starting to feel really bad about the whole situation. I'm like, this feels kind of gross. And so I went and I found the birthday girl.
they decided to gang up on us. We were just playing the game the first time.
Yeah, you're right. They were playing dirty.
What are we supposed to do if you have all of the other teams who are supposed to verse each other, you unite and come towards us? What are we supposed to just fucking surrender?
Yes, but I think they felt forced to because we were just so good. So, but it got dirty. And I found her. And I was like, hey, I put my arm around her. I'm like, hey, is it your birthday today? And she looks at me a bit scared. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, me too. Happy birthday. And she's like, oh, happy birthday. And I sort of ran away.
An old
and waved.
lady came and she asked me if it was her birthday. That she said it was hers too.
Well, I wanted a bit of juxtaposition between you and me because they definitely hated you with a fiery
Yeah, it's
passion.
funny you say that because I thought it was all just fun and games. I did not read the
It was
temperature of
not.
them at all.
They were very mad at you.
I love that more. That makes me
Which
happier.
made it funnier. It really did because every time you went over with a remark, they
Because
just
there was
got
like
madder.
1 or 2 of them who were sassing me back, and I just thought that was how everyone was then. It was just like, yeah, it's fucking laser tag.
Bit
Who
of
gives a
sassafras,
shit?
yeah.
It's not a championship.
Maybe. I heard some very angry mutterings going on. So
Like what? What? Give me the fucking quotes.
just about how we were old, like too old to be there.
Too old to be there. Fuck you.
Yeah.
There was my thing when we were in there and we were in a corner and they were all coming at us. I remember at one point I was getting annoyed that they would not leave so that they were dying. And so I just went, all right. And I went around the edge, around to the back of them and got behind them. And it was perfect. And they were all there and I started shooting from the back. And then one of them turned around and then they screamed. And I was just... it was squeals and screams. And then they didn't know where to go because now we were on one side of them and we're on the other side of them and they were in between us and they just scattered like fucking ants. It's like I poured water in their hole.
Like
Shouldn't
fish in
say
a
that.
barrel.
It's like I poured water in their house.
Like tiny children in a laser tag map.
Yeah, and they scattered. It was fucking great.
And then, we beat them by a pretty similar
Oh,
no,
no,
Did we
more.
not?
More the
Oh,
second
even
time.
more? Oh, God,
Because the
guys.
first time we were like 20,000 points. The second time we were like 40,000 points. It was. But Ben won that one. Ben was in front.
There was a little piece of me that was like, should we not let them win, but should we like not go so hard because they are so small and like it's a bit
Fine,
embarrassing.
we'll win, but no dunking.
And then we all went out to read the scoreboards at the end and you guys are like, yeah.
yeah.
And I'm just walking away like, I don't know you guys.
And then they were so there's when you're in the laser tag, you're inside a cage. You go into a cage, and that's where the lobby for the laser tag is, and then they let you out of the cage into the rest of the center. and we were outside the cage and they were inside the cage and they were taking one of the birthday photos. And so then we took a selfie of us smiling really happily with them all pissed off in the background.
Can we put that up?
Yeah, why not?
So funny.
Yeah, why
Ben's
not?
face is like he's glowing.
Yeah, I clearly didn't read the temperature right because my last communication with them was me flipping them off as we walked away.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was flipping them
And
off
a couple
in the
of them
photo.
were like aghast. Like they couldn't believe what they were seeing. And Sienna and I were saying like on the way out, he's like they're going to talk about Ben for years and years to come. Like he's going to come up at their 16th birthdays and their weddings. Like he's a figurehead now in their lore.
Yeah.
Love it.
Isn't that
Embodiment of
nice?
evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time they see a red-headed guy with a beard, they're going to be like, I bet he's a fucking asshole. Then one of them starts dating a red guy with a beard and they have a weird relation, like a weird...
Yeah, you've given them a complex.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
I kind of liked it too, like flipping them off and them going, because I was like, yeah, this is real life, wake up. This is how life works. You get shot in the face. Also, one of the girls, like, they had this little peeky corner where they kept like coming around and trying to shoot me. And for ages, I'd see their gun, I'd go, boop. See their gun poke up, I go, boop. And then one girl put her head out and I went, boop, laser right in her eye. I saw it go smack bang on her eye and I was like, oh, Jesus, oopsie doopsie.
They must be safe for eyeballs though, right?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
they don't give you goggles.
No.
No, I think once you get one in your eye,
That's it.
That's it.
You're blind. They're like, the old people got us. Who? Who got us?
Yeah, fuck them up.
No, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It turned out to be way better and way funnier than I could have ever anticipated.
Yeah.
Paintball next time.
No.
Because when it comes to paintball, will be the little girls. Yeah.
I don't understand. I have a very low threshold for pain, and I don't really understand why you would willingly put yourself in a situation where you're going to walk out with bruises. I don't get it. What's the appeal?
It's fun.
But laser tag's fun, and you don't walk out
I enjoyed laser tag.
hurting.
We could do outdoor laser tag.
This is what I was suggesting, because I did that once for my friend's birthday party, and it was out in the bush, and it was fucking sick. They had like really long range lasers, so you could like snipe people from
Is
really
that
far
true?
away. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool.
And they dress you up in camo, and you paint your face and everything. It's good. We should do that.
I could get around that. Yeah. Buy myself a ghillie suit off eBay.
Imagine how terrifying that'd be. Some little punk's 14-year-old birthday and we show up, you got a full ghillie suit on. Alpha 2, North 2 clicks. We'll see you at the fucking bogey site.
Even though it's not nighttime, I've got the full black camo on my face.
The night vision goggles
Just
on your
my
head.
eyes.
When
I can't see anything. It's so bright.
when I used to date that sword person,
Yeah.
I went along one time. They do a Victorian laser skirmish, which is like laser tag without
Right,
any of
because
the
of
fun.
the state, not...
Yeah.
Hello, it's time for laser skirmish. Tea and skirmish.
And
They do it in a Tudor house.
it's like not fun. The idea is that you're meant to LARP being army guys,
Oh,
and you
God.
got to do the fucking this shit, with your hands, and like you're crawling through the underbrush, and you've got a stake. I was like, it was rainy that day and muddy, and I was like stuck under a bush for an hour and a half because the sergeant or whatever was telling me I wasn't allowed to move until the bogey was gone. And like, at what point am I meant to have fun?
Love that. They're all like this under the fucking...
Yeah.
Beck's just sitting there snapping twigs and putting leaves on them like a little flag.
It's like that Peep Show episode of Another Paintball.
And they have like medics and everything. Like if you're getting shot, you got to call
fucking
for a medic,
lame.
and
Embarrassing.
they come and put their little wrist pack on top of your wrist pack until it beeps, and like
Yeah,
I mean, that's
right.
kind of...
there was not a hint of irony to any of it.
If they do that
So
like a regular
fucking
laser tag,
embarrassing.
like that's kind of fun where you
Yeah.
can bring other people to life as a game. But when
Yeah.
they get so fucking serious,
yeah,
yeah.
it was.
And they're not military people, none of these guys.
no, they're just pretending.
My brother and the people in his platoon or his, what are they called? It's not platoon, but anyways, when he was doing his basic training, they used to go and do paintball, and they would do like serious paintball and that. And I was like, look, if that's their job, they do it for fun. They go out there, they know what they're doing. They're not a fucking bunch of...
That's the big difference, I think. If you want to take it seriously and you've been trained and have the skill set, fine. I think it seems a little bit whatever, but that's your thing. Go and do it. But it's the people who just like, they spend a day Googling. They're like, I'm basically special forces now. And they're clearly just like the most weak-wristed people. They can barely hold the gun up, but they're like, I'm a tactical operator, I think.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of YouTube videos. I've got this ill-fitting uniform I don't know how to wear properly. I think I could be a Navy SEAL.
I did the cadets when I was a kid.
Yeah, look, I did Cub Scouts. I can tie over 40 knots. So, I'm probably going to go to Iraq.
And I'm gonna kill them all.
Yeah,
Just go
they'll
drop them
just
all.
shut the war down when I get there
They'll be
because
there
they're
like-
fucking afraid of me.
See, take one look at me, and they'll back up.
Look out! This guy who weighs 52 kilos and is 4'5" is here.
Oh, but he's got a Punisher bandana over his face.
He does, and his sleeves are rolled up quite high.
Is that your ex-boyfriend? Had the Punisher bandana?
No, that's just the
Just
kind
general-
of. It's just the genre of man.
He was also your ex-boyfriend was one of the developer.
Okay, let's not dox him.
He
That can't be a big team.
He was a developer for some army game.
Yeah, he designed tanks all day.
So it just
He wasn't well.
another layer.
He wasn't well. Good game though.
It is a good game. I do quite enjoy it. Yeah.
He gifted me a sharp sword for my birthday.
Oh, lucky girl.
I sold it almost immediately.
Oh, did you?
Well, we broke up not long after that.
I want a sword. I've always wanted a sword in the house. And I've got one in the
A
garden.
sharp sword?
Yeah, because that was kind of people would get together on the weekend with sharp swords and like cut cartons of milk in half.
Yeah, sweet. I've seen that video of that kid in the shed doing Star Wars.
The big fat guy,
Yeah.
airsoft fatty.
Admittedly, I made it through a carton once. I mean, it took me 2 goes and I had to go from either side. But
Was there milk in the carton?
yeah,
Nice.
it's actually, to be honest, it was very exciting.
So
when you
you've
get
taken a life.
it.
Sorry,
Yeah,
taken a liter.
Well, you know.
Taking a leader. Yeah. Fun. Yeah.
It doesn't sound it.
No,
but
no,
This
I-
is the thing. Horses for course. I wouldn't want to design tanks for video games all day, but I'm glad that someone's doing it because they're there if I want them.
Yeah, but I'm not glad that somebody's walking around in the woods with lasers, paintballs, and treat it like. This thing really got me.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
it's
another
full
layer.
on, and you can go to the armory and like instead of one kind of laser tag gun, there's a bajillion that you can choose from.
Well,
and
that's
they're
cool.
Very serious. They're like, now are you a sniper or are you? I don't know the names of things. But
See, that's cool, but
Are you medic, assault, support, snipe?
I was like,
That's
give me
fine.
the easy one. Give me the light gun because they're fucking heavy.
Yeah. Oh,
all of that is fun until they're like, no, get back, guys, get down, take a knee, we're getting fire. Like, just fucking take a breath. We're out here to have fun.
Yeah.
Why are you screaming? Get your fucking blood pressure down.
if somebody screamed at me in paintball, I would. There would be a problem.
No, this is right in the dick, and I just walk away.
Do they have pistols, paintballs that they have on their leg? I bet they want to use those all the time.
Paintball. I don't know. I haven't done paintball.
Yeah, they'd be like,
What were they doing? Was that laser tags?
Laser. Yeah. Like long range lasers.
Okay, so nothing close, no little sheds that you walk around in. They're like tapping each other on the shoulder and going around each other
oh
and shit
yeah,
like that.
fuck yeah.
No, it was just bush. They just rented a bit of bush for the day.
You'll see this gutter. This is the end of our bush war. That's where we actually start a second bush war. There is another group in the second bush war. Please don't try and shoot the group in the second bush war.
And the public toilet block is Barley's, okay?
Oh, of course. Don't shoot me, I'm shitting!
There's a story that I wanted to tell, but for the story to work, I need everybody to be okay with me saying that I'm already sweating. So like, there are some white people names that white people would have that a black person would never have. Like, you're never gonna meet a black person
Never?
called Clyde or I don't know, Tanner. In the same way that if there's a black person, they might have a name like Deshaun.
How many black people have you met, man?
I haven't met. I'm
Seems
just
like not
saying.
many.
I'm getting all my knowledge from NCIS.
NCIS?
You know, where they come in and they're like, "This is Deshaun," and it's never just it's like, "This is Tom" or somebody. You know, what I mean?
NCIS?
I don't know. Just one of those shows.
So you mean there are some stereotypical
Yeah,
names.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
not necessarily reflective of real
That's
life.
what I should say. I should say stereotypical names.
Yeah.
But I did meet a black guy named Jerome. Okay. It's important to note because I did, when I met him, I had like mnemonic devices when I remember people's names. And in my head, I went, oh, this is easy because he has a very black name. And I went, he's a black guy named Jerome. I'll remember his name. Easy as that.
Yeah.
And that's the mnemonic device. And that was supposed to be just in my head.
What's mnemonic about that?
I don't think he knows what mnemonic is.
I get, because sometimes I do have mnemonic devices, like, but this is just more like.
Her name's Beck. I'm dating her. I'll never forget her name. Mnemonic devices.
Well,
His name's Aiden. I've known him for almost 10 years. mnemonic device.
What I should say is I usually get mnemonic devices because I have a hard time remembering people's names. But for him, I went, this is easy. And that's what I said in my brain. I didn't want to tell that to the rest of the world. But for this story to work, I need everybody to know that that's what went on in my head. I went, here's a black guy. His name's Jerome. Easy peasy.
That makes perfect sense.
Makes sense. And he was helping me out so much. He was helping me buy a drum kit, and I was like, this guy's great. And I want to remember his name so I can say thank you and maybe.
Isn't Jerome the long version of Jerry?
I don't think so.
It's very white. Yeah,
but Jerry's white. But
Gerald.
Yeah.
By the way, I do
I
know
don't
a white.
know.
I do know a white Jerome. I just thought.
I
do too.
There's a stereotype in my brain of a black guy's name, Jerome. So I remembered that, and I think the problem was I didn't make a mnemonic device. I just went black guy Jerome, and he was helping me out. We're doing the stuff, blah blah blah, and then as I was leaving, I said, "Thank you, Jamal."
There it is.
And
let us on the men, Jerry.
And you crinkled up
So
inside.
it's like,
no, I was so confident. I was like, "See you, Jamal." I think it was just Jay, and I guess like
The
a
rest of the name.
stereotypical name for.
So-
but he was African American, by the way. He wasn't. Just to be clear.
So how long between you calling him that and you turning into a piece of alfoil?
I was like walking to the car park, like, oh, fuck.
Did any part of you want to go back?
No, and I can't go back there now.
I can't go back there.
Because
now.
And you haven't.
And it was the realization I went, oh no, I said by the wrong name. And I went, oh no. Oh, fuck. Of all the names I could have picked, it was so racially driven, every part of it. And for him,
You got to double back and go in there and just like cement over it. Like, hey, Jerome, I was just in here a second ago, Jerome. Jerome, I just wanted to get like one more cable, Jerome, seeing as I got all that stuff. Jerome, do you have any stuff, Jerome, that would go with what I've bought? Just some more accessories, Jerome. And just straight over the top with like 40 droppings of Jerome.
I just don't think I'm going to go back.
Did you, as you were saying goodbye, were you looking at him? Did you
Right in
catch
the
any
eyeballs?
sort of reaction or anything?
I know. I just sort of was like, I was like, thanks, Jamal. I'll come back in tomorrow and maybe get a hand with that. And he was.
He just sighed.
No, he was like, no worries, brother. Or what he's ever American. I can't do his voice.
You
don't
better
say.
not. You better not.
No, shut up.
No worries, brother. Hey, you come back in whenever you're ready, and we've got more kit for you.
Yeah, he
here,
had
pal.
like a really hard, round American accent. He was just like as American can get. He's like, you're gonna love these drums, brother. It was like that, brother.
I actually know Jerome. Well, you came home and told me that story.
Well,
and
so does
I didn't
Ben.
connect it.
Everybody knows him except for me, apparently.
You know Jamal.
I told you about him because he
did.
sold me my bass guitar.
Yeah.
I wasn't really going to buy one, and then I walked in and was mesmerized by Jerome.
He's a
'Cause
beautiful,
he's magical.
beautiful, magical man.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Everything he said about the drums, I was like, I believe everything he's saying.
He's one of those people that makes you feel like you're the only person in the room, and he remembered my name, and he was dropping my name throughout
Yeah,
conversation, which is like a psychological trick to make people like you. I
Enjoy
think.
the bass guitar, Bork.
I was telling him about it too. I was saying, 'cause
he's
my
a
girlfriend,
bassist.
he's like bassist. Yeah, my girlfriend bought a bass. She's trying to get into it. He's like, oh hell yeah, man, that's so great. And I was like, yeah, and now we can jam. And he goes, among the other jamming, and I was like, you dirty.
Yeah,
man.
I'm pretty sure I made some sexual joke about it as well when I was buying it off him. Yeah. But remember I came home and I was like, I didn't mean to do this, but Jerome talked me into it. And then you were telling me the story about Jamal Jerome, and it didn't click until you were like, oh, his name was Jerome. And I'm like, that fucking guy. We love him.
I do like Jerome.
We should go back. Oh, we'll go together.
Smooth transition.
I think you can meet anybody called anything. I would just think this is a
That's
reflection.
beautiful.
This is a reflection of you. Don't make it about anybody else.
You can meet anyone named anything.
You can.
That's so life-affirming and positive.
That's not
Mantras with Beck.
It's not even kind of true. There are names that you won't see on particular types of people. You know what I mean?
Do you know someone called Pod?
What?
P-O-D, Pod. You're going to go to the name Pod.
That's a character.
Is anyone called Fart? Did anyone name their kid Fart?
I don't believe so.
In a country maybe where fart doesn't mean fart, someone's named their kid Fart. Mm-hmm. Spell F-A-R-T.
Possibly.
Like in an Asian country where the words are completely, like, they don't cross over at all. Someone Filipino named Fart,
Probably be spelled with
Maybe.
an H.
but no PH. It's got to be F. I guess a lot of it's done with PHs over there, like Phuket.
No, like FAHT would be how it would be spelled.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. That doesn't count.
You're right, doesn't it?
Anyone can be named. That should be the name of the podcast. Anyone can be named anything. Hopefully, you won't burp through that title. So that was my fun little experience.
But the key, I think, the key to getting along with people is remembering what they're called when they're called it.
Yeah.
And saying that name. Yeah.
Instead of another name that also has negative connotations to the way that you present yourself in the world.
Yeah. Also a good name for the podcast. Enjoy.
I was driving the other day and I saw,
I'm going to have to do so much trimming in that story.
this is another bumper sticker story.
Oh, fuck.
They're the only
Finally.
notes I ever seem to have.
Sizzle.
And it was one of them stick figure family situations. But here's the thing. It was only one stick figure.
We done.
And it gets worse.
Alright, delete that.
They're standing with like a hand on their hip and a leg cocked out. And they have a stick figure halo.
Ew.
And that's all it is. There's no date or name or anything. It's literally just a stick figure on this person's back window doing this with a halo.
Wait, so there's more than one stick figure?
Just one.
Oh, there was just one.
Just one.
I thought you were going to say there was one stick figure and then
There
you could
was,
see
yeah.
like the residue of other ones that had been peeled
No,
off.
absolutely nothing else. Just that one stick
So-
figure memorial.
So, do you think it's a memorial? Like,
I can't think of what the fuck else it could be. Like, it's just some bogan. I think they thought that it was sweet. And I guess, fuck, imagine being that person that's died and fucking you're on your deathbed and you're about to settle your bar tab with Jesus and your eternal disappointment daughter Sharon is like, don't worry, Mum. I'm going to memorialise you. I got a perfect idea.
Every time I get into the RAV4, I'll think of you.
It was like a fucking soccer mum SUV thing. It was very strange.
yeah, I wouldn't do it, but I also wouldn't put stickers of my family on the back of my car because I just think it's
Is there
embarrassing.
anything else that it could have been? Like it was definitely a halo.
I mean,
But
maybe-
the stance was so happy.
I thought
Sassy, it's like, just me, but I'm an angel. Or am I?
I'm dead, but I'm making it work.
maybe they hit somebody and they felt bad about it. And they're like, I'm gonna.
Like touched by the road toll sort of thing.
What's that?
It was a show in the 90s where these people would just go into everyday American life, and these people would have some problem, like they'd have an anger issue or their kid would be sick or whatever, and then towards the end there'd be some really bad orange light that would shine down on one of the people's heads, the main cast, and that would be angels. And they go, I'm an angel sent by God. I'm here to help you with your issues. Can see that you've had all these problems, blah, blah, blah. And then they would, they'd learn something and grow through the power of God's majesty.
I don't get it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you never seen Touched by the Road Toll?
No, I have not seen Touched by the Road Toll.
It was a show. It
Stop.
was a great show. It was always on Sunday nights.
I don't know what he's
Just
parodying. I don't know
ignore
what's
him.
going on.
It's-
Touched by an Angel.
Touched by, yeah, but I don't know what Touched by an Angel is.
Or touched by the road toll.
walk through the valley.
Touched by the road toll is you haven't seen those are God, shut up about bumper stickers, Beck. It's a bumper sticker that shows that you've lost somebody
took
in
my
a
quote.
in a road accident
Oh, where do you put that?
on your car.
Really?
Yeah, you've never seen those?
What's so
They're
they?
everywhere.
Is it them losing someone? Then is it them killing someone or losing someone?
That's a tally.
Like just the person who hit. That's. Sounds like Aiden.
Actually, an African American woman.
Is it?
What's her name?
Guess what her name is, Matt? That's what you like to seem to do.
Sarah. It really sounds like Aiden. Close your eyes for a minute. Just pretend Aiden's putting on a funny voice. Not funny voice, just putting on... I meant for him it would be funny to put on a different voice.
Just a different one.
GMat gets cancelled.
Whatever kind.
No, because
Happy Becktober, everyone.
it's because she doesn't sound like an African American woman. She just sounds like she's putting on a funny voice.
She does. I think it's just a shitty phone speaker and
Yeah,
a bad VHS recording of the song. When you see her singing and then you hear that, you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Listen,
Choir.
nobody sounds like
Anything.
Anything.
anyone.
Ever. For any reason.
Anybody can sing
No
any
matter
genre of music.
Who they're with
anything.
or what they're doing, ever.
For any reason.
For any reason, even if you think that they might sound like someone at some point, that's not true.
They don't.
And they never will. I think we dug our way out of that, all right?
So I did buy a drum kit and I came home with a drum kit.
In my birthday week.
It's funny, yeah.
Interesting.
I came home with two things, which was
Fucking
the present.
Jerome, he knows how to sell shit.
yeah.
Does he what?
Not that it matters, but you did spend like 300% more on the drum set than
Did you really?
Well, no.
Wait, yeah, because you were going to look at a used one.
Yeah, I did.
And
I
then
did
you
buy
ended up going and talk to Jerome. And Jerome
It was-
don't sell
it was a
nothing
bargain.
used.
When I bought the used one, it cost less than the present I bought back.
Okay. But that wasn't your original plan. I'm glad we didn't go with the
What was
original
that? Well,
plan.
keep in mind, what I went to get you cost more than what we were originally going to get you, and it didn't take any. Like, what I bought didn't take anything out of what I was getting you.
I know, I love you dearly.
Thank you.
I'm just joking.
In fact, I spent more on what I got you in the end than we originally planned. And then I went and got this budget drum kit. I went to this lady's house, right? My God. I saw the drum kit online. I was going to get the one from Jerome. And Jerome.
And Jerome?
I just got indigestion. It immediately hit me when I worried that I'd done it again.
This is a safe space. You can just cut out any of this shit.
So I was going to get the kit. I ended up just getting cymbals from him, but I was going to get a whole kit from him, and it was going to be a certain amount of money. But as I was leaving to come home and talk to Beck about it, I got a message from this lady that I sent for a kit, and she was like, "You can come around and check it out." I was like, "Look, I don't. I'll tell you exactly what she said because I couldn't remember what it was I said to you, Beck. But I asked her if essentially I was like, "Can I come around? I don't think I can afford to grab it today, but could I come around and just check it out? I don't want to waste your time." But is that okay if I just come have a look? But I'm not actually buying it today. And she said, "Come over if you'd like to and be welcomed, Sue."
Great. Thanks, Sue.
And I was like, that's a weird energy. That sounds like someone who is fine with me coming over, I guess.
But her name is Sue, which is nice and normal.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Phew.
And I went there, and first thing, it was a beautiful house, and it had like an entryway, but it's like a foyer. You open the first door,
I love a first door.
and then there's like just a little outside bit.
Yeah, like a coat and shoes bit.
Yeah, and then a bit where you go inside. And there was just this old dog sitting there. And as I walked up, that front entryway was open. And I thought the front door was open. I was like, oh, and the dog's just sitting there. But no, the dog just hangs out in this foyer. And it's just old. And I went to pat it and it was like, oh, there's a person here. Like I touched his face and I was like, oh, hello. Like it was so
Sorry, I was in my
It's
own
been 15
world.
years.
it was so old. Just an old stinky dog. And then I knocked on the door. I rang the ching-a-ling-a-ling-a bell that was on the front. And I did that. And I did that for ages, like 10 or 15 minutes I was waiting. And I was like, I really want to get this done.
15 minutes you were waiting with
Nah,
me?
not 15 minutes. It was like 5 or 10 minutes. But it was forever. And I went and sat in the car for a little bit. It might have been 15 minutes because I did. I sat there for ages. I tried to message her. I went and sat in the car like, I'm going to have to go. And then I went back and I knocked on the door again and nothing. And then I stood there for ages. And then eventually she came to the door and opened the door and said, hello, welcome. She's this old lady, old hippie woman.
She's like an old lady, but with long hair.
Yeah.
Long-haired old lady.
I could show you a picture of her.
Please do. That
I-
one that you showed me.
I won't put it on because it's,
A person.
a
Tell me the
person.
first. Tell me the first place your eyes go.
Oh.
Just as a little experiment.
All right.
I'm going to keep my thumb on there so that it stays zoomed in.
Yeah, that's a lady. She ain't got no bra on.
I didn't.
She got some old boobies.
I didn't even notice when I first
And
did it.
it's the
And it's
first thing I saw.
And you're like, no bra. Anyways, that
Old
was
lady
her.
nipples.
Old lady. She was cool. She was really, really cool. I liked her vibe a lot.
Some competition here, Beck.
And she came out and she was like, I feel bad. It's outside. I've got a tarp over it. It's outside. But a beautiful instrument like that shouldn't be out in the weather.
Beautiful instrument. Yeah,
She had no
yeah.
idea. She's like, and she was so creative. And as we were talking, she was doing like ballet stretches as we were talking.
wow.
She was on the edge of the chair, just doing that shit that ballet people do,
Yeah.
first position.
Come
all
on
that.
in. Come through the house. It's out the back. Just shoes and socks off, please.
I did ask her,
door.
and she was like, "Don't worry." Oh, first thing I opened the door, a room filled to the brim with mannequins. That was scary. That's when I nearly turned around and went. Because she had lipstick down here. She was a bit sort of crazy-eyed.
Classic.
I opened the door and there's just mannequins. I was like, I'm fucking dying. And I'm not good. I don't go on hookups or Grindr or anything. So I'm not smart enough to send my address to my friends, like my gay friends send to me. You know what I mean?
You're out of practice.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So I was concerned this old lady was going to kill me. And then after a while, I realized I was safe. Until we set the drum kit up in the next room with my back to the door. That was scary.
Got to have your exits planned.
Yeah, she's like, you can set it up in here. You can do in her stretches. She's like, you can put it up in there. Just set up, have a bash, have a play, see if you like it. And I did. I set it up, and I was like, this kind of sounds shit, but I think it could be tuned and made into something. And we were just chatting about everything. She was like, she's a ballet teacher, and she was having people come over tonight to paint some live models in her house. And
Not naked ones or?
no, it was like painting ballet or something. But she did show me all her prints, and there was a bunch of naked people on the prints and that.
Yeah, today's the first day she's not painting nudes, Mac.
Yeah, people are coming over and getting naked in their house, I'm sure of it.
She was like, I'm cooking dinner for them while they all paint and do all this sort of stuff. And
finger each other.
and her daughter's in a band, and she told me about the band. She kept describing the band. I was like, so what kind of music they play? She goes, well, they're very gay.
It is really all you need to know. And
I was like, yeah, but, and I kind of like laughed. I was like, yeah, but what kind of music? Like, what's their genre? And she's like, you know, it's like, they're just so gay. I was like, I don't know what that means.
It's either country or punk.
Yeah, I think it was punk. I did get it out of her eventually. That was some sort of punk band. But she knows everyone and everything, and she's like, let me add you on Instagram, and whenever there's a show on, I'll get you on the door and that sort of stuff. And I was like, okay. And I believed her. And when I look at her Instagram, I go through, and she's just got pictures with every fucking band and
can you send me her Instagram? I desperately need to see that.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to play with the drum kit and chatted to her about it. She just kept going, oh, you're such a sweet boy. You're such a sweet boy. You're so lovely. So lovely. And I was like, well, I could use this to get a cheaper drum kit.
Yeah.
So
such a sweet boy. You would be a lovely mannequin.
a lovely mannequin.
You would make a beautiful mannequin.
I'd love to draw you.
Does this skin come off? It's lovely. Yeah.
Just stand still for a second. I just want to look at you. I just want to see your form. Stand still. Don't move forever. Stay still forever. Stay still in this room with all these mannequins forever.
So Barbara Dama and me went into the room. I tried out the drum kit. And then I told her what I was doing. Where I was like, I'm looking at this other one at the shop. It's going to be like $700, $800. But, you know, I don't think it's as good quality as this one if it's improved. And there's another one I'm looking at that's like $400, but it's better than this. But, you know, I just said a bunch of that shit. She was just like, what's your plan? I just told her. And she was like, well, if it's a financial thing, we could just bring it down. It's not a problem. I just sort of, I want to make sure it goes somewhere where it's going to be played. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then I was like, so you do it for $200? She's like, yes. I was like, okay. So yeah, I did it then. I put it all.
Did you really haggle with that sweet old lady?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he got away with his life.
The way
That's
you
a
told
win.
it to me, it was her idea.
Well, it was her idea to be like, if it's a financial issue, you can bring it down.
And you ran with that.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll do it for $200.
If you chuck in a mannequin.
Yeah, because I was like, it doesn't have a stool, and I'm gonna have to get new cymbals. And I said, all I really want is just like the bulk of it, the main kit. And she was fine with that. And then I got it out to the car, gave her Instagram. She gave me a cuddle and a kiss as I left. Because first, at the start, I was like, I shook her hand. And then she's like, oh, she's lovely. And I was like, well, we're friends now, add me. And she goes, oh. By the way, she was on the phone the entire time. She just kept talking to different people. And she was just like, I'm with my friend Matthew, and we're looking at the kit now, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, she was just a cool old lady.
She does sound cool.
And now I have her kit. Yeah. Oh, weird house as well. Like most of the rooms were empty. It was a big house, and a lot of the rooms were empty.
Those weird old hippie artsy incense burner types are good fun as long as they're not like, you don't have to sleep at their house and they're not making you food.
Yeah.
You just talk to them like they're a little TV show.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
One room was empty, and there was just like a monitor on the floor. It wasn't plugged into anything. It was just like a place where she'd put a monitor.
Yeah.
I think she's just at that point. She's just old, and
They
she's
just
like,
potter around and do weird shit. Well, that's obvious. Dennis had his computer here, obviously, and I needed the space for the books, and so they just put the monitor in there, and then it's there for 3 years.
yeah.
And then they try and put it online, but it's like it's an IBM monitor from the late 90s, so no one fucking cares. But they got no idea of the value of anything because they've just got money for some reason
Just
that
got
just
money.
flows in and out of their pockets in ridiculous quantities. She talks to everyone and then she has her friends over and they talk about some weird book that no one has ever heard of but they've all read. They're just fucking strange cats. I don't know how these little friendship ecosystems start, but they're fucking fun when you can float into them for a minute and be like, what the fuck is going on here?
I was like that.
And
Yeah.
did you met her husband?
On the way out, yeah. But I didn't meet him. I was like, hey, buddy. And he looked kind of normal. He was just like an accountant.
Yeah.
That's my favorite dynamic. Normal guy.
Was
weird
the
chick.
house way too cold?
No, I don't think so. It was lived in. They'd been there forever.
Yeah.
And like there was shit everywhere. Some of the rooms are messy. It was
Was it
like
a bit like? Was she a bit hoarderish or?
no, because that's the thing. In the foyer, I was like, oh, this is like a hoarder. Like she's got shit everywhere in that little foyer area, and then a weird dog that doesn't talk to anybody. And then I went in. On my left was a room full of mannequins. On my right was a completely empty room, carpeted floor. Like it's meant to be a room. And on my left was another empty room, which is an IBM monitor. And this is as you're walking through the kitchen. And then out the back, there was just shit everywhere. And then another room that was kind of lovely, little lounge room that had like nice furniture and a television. Like it just made no sense. There was like all her focus was on the kitchen and the living room. And then the other rooms were just sort of like places to put her mannequins. And I guess the skin of her victims.
I don't know. All that floor space makes me think that they lay some towels down on the weekend and just invite all their friends over.
On the carpets. I don't think they're getting their fuck on.
I don't know.
She
had that look in her eye from that photo.
Yeah.
You were looking at her eye back.
Looking at her nippies. Her nipples were very much on display in this photo. And I don't
Which
know.
kind of, lends credence to my theory.
What?
They have a swing mat.
If you don't wear a bra, you swing.
I don't know if she's not wearing one. I think she's just old and those nipples are, they've seen some things. I just think, yeah.
Them nipples have seen some things.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wish I could have gotten you out of there with
It's okay.
with a 1-2, but I couldn't think of anything funny to say.
Just thinking about it.
I'm just seeing nipples in my just floating through the air.
Can't get rid of them.
Yeah, and I drove away with her kit, and I messaged her just the other day when I got it tuned up, and I was like, she sounded beautiful. And I took a picture of it and sent it to her. And she was, what did I say? She said something strange back as well. Not strange, but just like, just because she's an odd egg. I said, picked up some new symbols, both around, tuned her up. She's sounding beautiful. And she said, you're beautiful, and she's a girl. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's what I said.
It's very much that, what is it? Pip, pip, much too old to be a duckling. It's one of those people where it's just like, what the fuck are they saying? What are they?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, it's GMat here, and don't forget, if you enjoyed that episode of the GMat podcast and you want to hear more, we also have the podcast post show over at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. The post show is a shorter episode recorded directly after the main podcast where we wrap things up and talk about anything we didn't have time to talk about. $3 a month and cancel anytime. We are a community-supported podcast, so your support over there funds the show and makes it easier for us to keep doing what we love. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/the GMat podcast.